Yeah, so a few years ago, like many firms around the world, we were looking at changing consumer behavior, and it was the rise of the millennial customers. Why are millennials important? Because they're the first generation that are truly digital. Yeah, and as we noticed this change in behavior in customers, another thing started happening. Tech started getting democratized. Yeah, so now you had the emergence of cheaper tech that was coming, and that enabled organizations to do a lot more than they previously did. So when we looked at our customer base today, then the customer base a few years later, we realized they'll be looking for different things. Yeah? And one of the things we saw early on from about 3 years ago was consumers were spending more time on their mobile, and there was this progressive shift away from even laptops, yeah, more towards the mobile. So we thought we needed to build a proposition that takes advantage of the fact that consumers are spending time on this channel, takes advantage of all this technological innovation that's happening to present a better proposition to our customers. Yeah, and that was the genesis of Live. Yeah, to build a proposition for millennials, one they relate to, one they love, yeah, and one they use. Yeah, and that was the genesis of Live. Other than the fact that we are mobile only, we have one channel, I think our biggest difference is our objective. Yeah? Our objective is to make sure we help our customers get the most out of their means. Yeah? What does that mean? Yeah? We want our customers to achieve more of what they want, and we want them to achieve it faster. That means going beyond banking. Yeah? And that's why we are a lifestyle digital bank. We want to know what a customer does, what they like, what are their ambitions, yeah? And we want to help them get there. The biggest difference between Live and the traditional banks and some of the other digital banks that have started, we want to focus on our customers' lifestyles, yeah? And that could be simple things like helping you save for the next trip you want. Yeah, it could be helping you get into more events you love. Yeah, help you enjoy more of the culinary experiences you want. Yeah, and that's our focus. So we spend a lot of time doing that. Yeah, and when you start shifting your focus from banking and more onto the lifestyle elements, you start seeing innovation on the product side also. For example, when we talk to our consumers, one of the big challenges they had was splitting a bill going for dinner. And going out for dinner is a very lifestyle centric thing, which many millennials do. So we developed a solution for that, yeah, where you just, how many people do you have? 5, split it evenly, you send it. The other person only has to accept and the money is sent. Yeah. So we started developing solutions that work with their lifestyle rather than developing solutions that are traditionally banking centric. Yeah. And I think this is the big difference between us and many of the traditional banks and many of the digital banks that are starting. Is efficiency is doing things in the right way. Yeah, what effectiveness is doing the right things. So we're making this shift of efficiency to effectiveness. Yeah, and you can see this very clearly in the cab hailing space. Yeah, you had proper organized queues for cabs, which you could go and get, and it was efficient. Yeah, but it becomes more effective when you can get it when you want, where you want. Yeah, so there's this shift happening. Yeah. The other thing that's changed is customers have more preferences. So this cookie cutter approach of me building and making the masses happy is going away. Yeah, I need to make each customer happy. And when you start that, you realize there are some customers which are happier with this, and there are some customers which are happier with something else. And I think the same rules apply for digital banking and traditional banking. I think one of the big disruptions we did is we said, you can join Facebook without signing a paper. Yeah, you can go into Amazon and shop without signing a paper. Why do I need to sign up papers for my bank? So we disrupted the account opening process about 2.5 years ago, and now you're seeing many of the banks are following. So we said, one, fundamentally, remove paper out of the business. So that's one thing we did. That allows anyone to open an account at any time. Yeah. The second thing we started doing is, as we started looking at the more lifestyle-oriented behavior, I went around a few of the countries and met about 1,000 potential customers. Yeah. Interestingly, when we had these conversations, when you ask them a simple question, how much do you spend on food a month? Yeah. Many of them were not able to answer this. How much do you save a month? Yeah. they weren't able to answer this. When you have goals of something you want to achieve and you might need money for it, how often do you achieve it in the timeline you want it? Yeah, and many people struggle with some of these elements. Yeah, so if you look at what we are doing at Live, we're actually addressing all these problems. When you start spending using our debit card, we show you the transactions by category. Food, travel, motoring, these are the categories you're spending money. We also show you how much you've been spending in each category for the past few months. Then we have another feature called goal accounts, yeah, where you go and you say a reason why you want to put some money aside. Yeah, so I want to travel somewhere, I want to buy something, I want to save for the future, I want to pay off my debt. Yeah? You create the goal, and then we have 5 or 6 algorithms you can choose from. Every time I swipe my card, move a dirham or 5 dirhams into my this goal. Yeah, if I spend less than 5,000 a month, a week, move this much into my account. Every time my salary comes into the account, move this much into this goal. Once you set it up, automatically these bots keep on running and saving money, and it's incredible how much you save without actually shifting your spending habit. Yeah, and I give you a stat that's a testament to that. People who open a goal account, within the first 3 months, overwhelming majority open up a second and a third goal account, because now suddenly they see my lifestyle hasn't really changed, but I'm also saving. Yeah. So to be very honest, all players face the same challenge. Yeah, whether you're traditional or you're digital, a customer can open an account, but they still have to use it. Yeah, and as we go more digital, it becomes very much like e-commerce. Yeah, you signed up for one of the e-commerce players, they want you to come back. Yeah, and they have figured out tons of ways to engage you. The same applies to us. Yeah, customers open our accounts. We need to drive them to use the account. So one of the first things we did to address this is you can top up the account using a debit card of any of the UAE banks. Once you have money in an account, you're going to start using it. Yeah, so we want to get you in there. Some of the other things we do is we spend a lot of effort on social media, on digital marketing. We spend a significant time working with partners to create value for our customers. Yeah, for example, we have amazing offers on Kareem rides. Yeah, we bring you food content. We had an event yesterday for the new Marvels movie. So we're constantly doing things to keep you engaged. If I look at the metrics, the percentage of customers active on Live, yeah, is probably one of the highest globally. Not just for a digital bank, yeah, but for regular banking also. Yeah, it's not easy, but there's a lot of ways to get around it to keep customers active and engaged. Look, I think social plays a huge important role and only growing. I mean, you look at yesterday, Twitter went up 17%, Snap went up 10%. As we talk to our social media partners, yeah, you realize how much more time consumers are spending. Yeah, 30-40 minutes plus a day on social channels. Yeah, how much content they are generating. People on average going up to 20 times to check out the social media profile. Yeah, so they're engaging heavily on social. Yeah, now how does that impact the digital economy? Yeah. When consumers have a shift in behavior and are moving to specific areas, businesses like ours and many others need to reorganize to move and follow the consumer. Yeah, because if you're not where the consumer is, you're not going to be in the consumer's life anymore. Yeah, I think millennials are driving a lot of changes in the economy generally and in organizations, because their behaviors are different, because their expectation of how they consume services has changed. Yeah, I have this notion of bring it to me behavior millennials have. They want the food delivered to them, they want music delivered to them, they want streaming content delivered to them when they want, where they want, in the order they want. Yeah, so why is banking or e-commerce or anything else different? Yeah, and I think they're driving a lot of change in organizations.